Okay, so yesterday actually we stopped at 34. So we didn't see these screens, right? So I thought we'll just see these slides. And before we start, let us take the blessings of the beautiful deities of Sri Radha Govinda Ji. Sri Radha Govinda Ji ki Jai. Okay, so yesterday we saw Krishna comes in the form of time, right? So Arjuna asks, who are you? Why have you come in this form? He asks, right? So Krishna tells that time I am, Kala Rupa. Okay, and what is his mission? Why does he come as Kala Rupa? Mission is to destroy everything, all the people except Pandavas. Okay, and Katha Upanishad, there is a reference, all Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and everyone else are devoured like a meal by the Supreme as the all-devouring giant. So we saw, right, except the Pandavas, everybody will be devoured, like eaten by meal like the universal form by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this indicates even if Arjuna did not want to fight, they will die anyway. So Krishna says, right, see, you have seen the future that they all are going to die. The Pandavas, everybody is going to die. Okay, if even if you don't kill them, fight and kill them, they will die somehow or the other. Okay, don't think because if I don't kill them, they will not die at that moment. When the time of death comes, they have to die. If not in your hands, they will die somehow, some other way. Okay, so it is better you take the credit because I have anyway already killed them. So you just be an instrument. Okay, just fight and take the credit that you have killed them. So that is what Krishna is trying to say here. And in 33, what is Krishna saying? I have already destroyed all your enemies. Now just become my instrument and fight and win glory. So Savyasachi means one who fights ambidextrously. So that is, he can fight anyhow, not with just one right hand or with a, he can fight with both hands, right, left, both hands. Okay. So that person. So what is Krishna saying here? Nimitta matram. So you see, I have anyway killed everybody. You just be an instrument. Okay, just be like take the credit. I want to give because Krishna always doesn't want to take the credit. He always wants to give the credit to the devotees who always worship him unalloyedly and fully with sincerity, with love and devotion. So he wanted to give Arjuna that credit of killing, even though he killed it. Actually, he did the job of killing them already. Okay, so he's saying Arjuna to be a nimitta matra, just be an instrument, just fight and take the credit. Okay, so Arjuna's motivation is what? Fulfill Lord's desire. Okay, what is Lord's plan? So very specific in the material plan. So Arjuna wanted to fulfill the Lord's plan because everything in this world, we think that we are doing it per our plan. No, but everything happens per the Lord's plan. As we can see through Arjuna, we can understand right now how Krishna has already killed all the people except the Pandavas. So we can understand to this that already Krishna has come with a plan to the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So he's asking Arjuna just to be an instrument because he has already done the work of killing. And you can just be my instrument and take the credit of that killing. Okay, so what is the sign of intelligence when you know that everything is done through the Lord's plan? To recognize that the whole world is moving under the plan of the Lord. Okay, so those are intelligent, they recognize that the whole world is moving under the plan of the Lord. But what is fool's mentality? No plan behind. They think that, oh, there is nothing, no plan behind the creation. It is just all accident. And this Prakriti has just come accidentally. Everything that is happening here is accident. That is what they think. So, and scientists, what do they say? Oh, perhaps it has come like this. The Prakriti has come like this, or maybe like that. Okay, Prabhupada says all this is nonsense. Okay, everything in this world is per the Lord's plan. See, the sun is rising at a particular time, the moon is rising at a particular time, and the planets are moving in their orbits properly, not colliding with one another. How is all this happening if not for the Lord's plan? It's not just accidentally just happens, right? No, there is someone who's taking control and making all this happen. Okay, so the fools don't know this. They think it is just happening by accident. No, it is happening per the Lord's plan. We should understand that and we should act according to Lord's plan, like how Arjuna did. Okay. So now today we'll see 11.35 to 11.46. What now? After seeing the universal form, now Arjuna starts praying to Krishna. Exactly, I mean, like in his universal form, because he's fearful now. Okay, so Arjuna, in that fearfulness, he 35 to 40, he prays fearfully, trembling, he prays. And then from 40 to 44, he says afterwards, in 40 to 44, he begs forgiveness for his offenses. Because earlier he thought Krishna was his cousin and friend. So he jokingly called him all kinds of names, where they both ate in the same plate, they slept together, they did all this. So Arjuna begs forgiveness for all that, for taking him as a friend, when he now comes to know that, seeing all the opulences of the universal form, he understands, my God, this Krishna is not my friend, he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he begs forgiveness for what he has done. And 45 to 46, we'll see that. And then Arjuna fearfully requests Krishna to again reveal his two-armed forms as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now finally, after seeing the universal form, Arjuna is not at all pleased with that form. He is very disturbed with seeing that form. He says, no, Krishna, please come back to your original form, two-handed form. I'm not able to see you in this form. Please come back. Because devotees, they're not interested in the opulent form or the impersonal form of the Lord. The universal form of the Lord. Devotees are not interested. They are only interested in the original two-handed form of the Lord. Okay, as Krishna. So that's why Arjuna requests. Okay, so now let's see. Going shloka by shloka. Okay, now 11.35. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna trembled fearfully, offered obeisances with folded hands, and began falteringly to speak as follows. So after Krishna has said everything, spoke everything, Arjuna, he offered his obeisances with folded hands and trembling and falteringly, and we speak like that when you're scared or frightened, the words don't come out properly, right? Like that. Arjuna is trying to speak as follows. So 11.36. We'll see. Oh Rishikesha, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. So, what is Arjuna saying? Rishikesha, see the whole world, see what they say when we chant Hare Krishna, they say what? Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So what happens when you chant the Lord's names? You are happy. So that's what Arjuna is saying. Oh Rishikesha, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. So although the perfect beings offer you their respectful homage, obviously the devotees, they offer their respectful homage, but what about the demons? The demons, they're afraid and they flee here and there. Okay, all this is rightly done. So let's see what Prabhupada says in the purport. Hopefully it's there. Yeah. See, when Krishna's name, fame, form, qualities are glorified, devotees rejoice and become more attached to him. But the demons, however, cannot tolerate the glorification of the Lord. Hearing his name, they feel disturbed, fearful, and envious. See how, like, Prahlada was always chanting the name of Narayana. And what did Hiranyakashipu always say? Chant, don't, he is not God. I am God for everybody. You take my name. You say Om Hiranyaya Namaha. Everybody is saying that. Why are you not saying? Why are you saying Om Narayana Namaha? No, he's not God. So they are always like envious of the Lord. They don't want Lord to be superior. They think they are superior. They are the enjoyers. Okay, they envy the Lord. Okay, so when they hear the demons, when they hear the Lord's name, they feel disturbed. They are fearful. Like how Kamsa always, by listening to Ka itself, Krishna's name starts with Ka, right? Even though when somebody is about to try to call Kamsa, When they say Ka, he gets scared, saying that somebody bringing news about Krishna. So he was fearful also listening to the name of Kra, just Ka like that. Krishna, it comes like that, right? Ka, na? And Kamsa also starts with Ka. So, but when somebody is trying to call Kamsa and he thinks, Ka, Krishna has come, he's come to kill me, like that, he would always be disturbed, fearful, okay, like that. So, the demons are always, they don't like the Lord. They're fearful, they're disturbed, they're envious of the Lord. So, perfected beings like Siddhas, devotees, demigods, sages, naturally, obviously, devotees, they bow down and offer respect to the Lord. Okay, this shows that the different reactions of conditioned souls depending on whether they are devotees or him. So in the living beings, there are two types like devotees and demons, right? Devotees are who worship the Lord Krishna, and demons are who are in Maya. So that is the basic difference. Okay. Okay, this we'll see later. Again in the slide we'll see. Okay, 37. O great one, who stands above even Brahma, you are the original master. Why should they not offer their homage unto you, O limitless one, O refuge of the universe? You are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. So, what is Arjuna saying now? He's offering prayers to the Lord, seeing the universal form. O great one who stands above in Brahma. Generally, a lot of people think that Brahma is the highest god. No, actually, Brahma was created by whom? Garbhodakasai Vishnu. He came from the navel of Garbhodakasai Vishnu. And Garbhodakasai Vishnu is an incarnation of whom? Krishna, right? We saw how from Krishna Balram comes. Balram, first Chaturvyaha comes. From that, Chaturvyaha, Sankarsana is there. From Sankarsana, Narayana comes. From Narayana, again the second Chaturvyaha comes. And from that Sankarsana, Mahavishnu comes. And from Mahavishnu expands Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu's navel, Brahma comes. Okay, like that. So you are above, even above Brahma. So you are the original master. You are the Prapitamaha. Brahmadev is Pitamaha, is the grandfather. You are the great grandfather. Okay. So why should they not? Obviously, they should offer their homage unto you because you are the ultimate, you are the original person. First person, Adi Purusham, O limitless one, O refuge of the universe. A refuge means who is the rest shelter. See, once the pralaya happens, where do all the living beings go again? They again enter into the body of Mahavishnu, right? All the universe again go into how they have come into from the body of Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, like that they go again inside. So he is the refuge, shelter, resting place for everybody. You are the invincible source, the cause of all causes. So he is the cause of all causes. He is a cause for the creation, the maintenance, and the destroying everything. And nothing can be independent. Like everybody, everything is dependent on him. The cosmic manifestation, the living beings, demigods, everybody. Okay, Prakriti is dependent on him. Nothing runs independent of him. Okay. Transcendental, you are transcendental to this material manifestation. So Krishna is what? He is not affected by these three modes, material modes. He is nirguna. He is above these three modes. Though he has created this material world, he is not attached to this material world. He has nothing to do with this material world. He is above the material world. He is always transcendental. He is above the three modes. He is nirguna. Okay. So 11.38. You, what is Arjuna saying now? He's praying that you are the original personality. So he is obviously the original first personality, right? The Godhead. You are the only sanctuary of this of this manifested cosmic world. You know everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are above the material modes, O limitless form. The whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Okay, so here Arjuna is saying, see, you are the Adi person, the first person, the Godhead. So Godhead means he is the supreme personality of Godhead, the ultimate. He is a person. He is what is a Purushottama. Okay, you are the only sanctuary for the manifestation cosmic world. So you're the resting place, they are saying. Arjuna is saying. After everything is over in this material world, again you take back again. You're the resting place. So you know everything. So obviously, Arjuna saw that Krishna knows everything. The future also he could see. The past, present, future, everything. So Krishna knows everything. And you are all that is knowable. And what is the goal of every living entity is to know you. So you should be known by everybody. That is the goal. Okay. And you are above the material modes. Means he is above the three modes. The Sattva Guna, Tamoguna, and Rajoguna. He is Nirguna. Oh, limitless form. So he's talking about universal form. Oh, limitless form. There is no end to your form. So this whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. So seeing this form, he's saying that this whole cosmic manifestation is filled with you. Everywhere you are there, Krishna, he's saying. So 13:9. Okay. You are air. You are the supreme controller. You are fire. You are water. You are the moon. You are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you 1,000 times again and yet again. So, what is Arjuna saying? Saying the universal form, you are air. So, air is so important, right? We can stay for some days without eating food. Some months, some months without eating food, but we can't. Some days without water, but we can't live without air, right? Air is so important for us. So Arjuna is saying, you are air and you are the supreme controller. So he is the controller of both the material and the spiritual worlds. So he's saying, what is this material world mainly made up of five elements, right? Earth, water, ether, air. So he's telling all that. You are fire, you are water, you are the moon. You know, one of the eyes of Krishna is moon. So you are the moon. You are Brahma, the first living creature. Okay, and you are the great grandfather. We saw it. He is he is Adi Purusham. Krishna is Adi Purusham, and from him Brahma comes. That's why he's saying that since you are the first Adi Purusha, you are the great grandfather, and Brahma is Prapitamaha, and Brahma is Pitamaha. Okay, I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you 1,000 times again and again and again. He's saying. So next 11.40, obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of the limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. So he's saying that I offer my obeisances from all sides, from front, from behind, from back, from all sides. Oh, unbounded power. See, because his power is like inconceivable, because it's beyond our human mind. Seeing this universal form, Arjuna could understand, oh my God, what is all this? When he saw the opulences of Krishna, he was like shocked, astonished, bewildered. Okay, so what is this unbounded power? You are the master of the limitless might. So his energy is limitless. He could see all the opulence. It has no end, no beginning. So you are all pervading. You're there everywhere, and thus you are everything. Obviously, everything in this world is Krishna, right? That's why Prabhupada says, instead of renouncing everything from the material world, that it is Maya, you use all these things in the service of Krishna, because all these are given by Krishna to us. Okay, so then it becomes Krishnized. We become Krishnized. Okay, we shift from Maya. Maya is what when we do it for our sense gratification, it is called Maya. But when we do it for the satisfaction of Krishna, it is called, we do it for the pleasure of Krishna, then that is called Bhakti. Okay, so like that. So we should do it for Krishna. So Arjuna is saying, you are everything. See, now we see here. What does he say in 11.3? You are the ultimate rest of everything. Like everything, after Pralaya, it rests in him. Okay, it goes into the body of Mahavishnu and all knowledge. Now, it also says that you are the essence of everything. Okay, the goal, like you are the goal for everybody. Okay, I offer you obeisances from front, behind, and from all sides. So, seeing this universal form, because it has no end, like from back, front, everywhere is able to say. So, he's saying, I offer you my obeisances from all sides. So 11.41 and 42. I have in the past addressed you as, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times while relaxing or while lying on the same bed or eating together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of my many friends. Please excuse me for all my offenses. Now, Krishna, Arjuna is telling, "Oh Krishna, see, please kindly forgive me. I thought you were just my friend and cousin earlier. That's why I called you. Oh Krishna, oh Yadava, oh my friend. Okay, because I didn't know that time that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I just took you as my friend, and as a friend, I spoke to you like that. So kindly don't think, please forgive me for my offenses. Just like a husband forgives the wife when she does mistakes, or like when a child does mistakes, the father forgives. Like that, you forgive me. Like when a friend does a mistake, you please forgive me. So anyway, Krishna is very merciful, so he forgives. He likes Arjuna a lot. Okay, so he forgives. See, we can understand though Krishna was the supreme personality of Godhead, he came down to a level that Arjuna could take him as his friend. He never revealed that he was God. So that is why, initially Arjuna took him as his cousin and friend. So he behaved so humbly, Krishna, that Arjuna thought he is just his cousin and friend. But now, after Arjuna knew that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, he is asking for forgiveness. Oh, are you? I didn't know Krishna was a supreme personality of God at that time. Otherwise, I would not have behaved like that. So please, Krishna, please forgive me for all my offenses. Okay, next 43. 1 second. You are the father of this complete manifestation, complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds? O Lord of the immeasurable power. Okay, what is Krishna saying? You are the father of complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and non-moving. See, it is because of Krishna that this dull matter and the living entities have come into existence, right? So actually, Krishna is the seed-giving father. So through his glance, he impregnated us into the womb of Prakriti, and Prakriti gave us a form, and depending on our karma, we got a form, right? So he is the seed giving father. So you are the father of this complete manifestation of the moving and non moving. And you are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. So he is the supreme spiritual master. For Krishna, now he is the supreme spiritual master, right? He is guiding Krishna as a supreme spiritual master. And no one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. So already Krishna says, right? Asamardhvam, yeah. Nobody is equal to me or greater than me. Okay, that is what Arjuna is saying about Krishna. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds? Okay, oh Lord of immeasurable power. So he saw the power of Krishna through the universal form. He saw all the opulences. Okay, so that's why he's saying immeasurable power. Your energies are unlimited. Okay, now next 11.44. You are the supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus, I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend the impertinence of a friend, or a husband the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs that I may have done to you. So now in this shloka 44, Arjuna is asking, he's saying, you are the supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Okay, you have to be worshipped. Then, thus, I fall down to offer you a respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. Now, because Arjuna came to know that he is no longer Krishna is no longer his friend and he came to know his Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's saying, okay, you are to be worshipped, Krishna. You're not just a friend, you're God. So that's why all these days I was thinking you're my friend. So that's why I offer you my respectful obeisances and ask for your mercy, forgiveness now. Okay, just like a father tolerates, like if a son makes a mistake, the father tolerates, right? Like that, please tolerate and forgive my offenses. Like a husband, he tolerates the mistakes of the wife. Please forgive me like that, Arjuna. Like a friend, if he makes a mistake, a friend tolerates, right? So like that, you also please tolerate my mistake and please forgive me. He's saying. Okay. So now next in 45. After seeing the universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords. Okay, so now this is important. Okay, now Arjuna, after seeing the universal form, which I have never seen before, he says, I'm happy, I'm gladdened. Why he's happy? Because he's having a friend who is the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, he's happy for that. But at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Why with fear? Because he's worried. Oh my God, I was thinking Krishna was my friend and I behaved so recklessly with him all this while. I was just talking, playing, eating, sleeping with him and calling him just names like that. He's fearful. Oh my God, how could I do all this? He was fearful. How could he behave like that with the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So that was his fear. So he was happy at the same time, fearful. Therefore, he's asking Arjuna Krishna, bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your formless personality of Godhead, Lord of Lords. So now he's saying, oh Krishna, please you stop this universal form. I'm no longer, I'm very disturbed. I cannot see this form of yours. Please come back to your original two-handed form of God. Show your mercy and again come back to that original form, two-handed Krishna form. He's asking, okay, in this shloka 45. The next we'll see 46. Now I think the slides have come. So 43, I think, yeah. Request to withdraw the fearsome form and reveal the formless personality of Godhead. So Krishna can assume any form as he is asked here to show his Narayana form. Okay, so Arjuna asked, right? Now come back to your original form. So first Krishna, from the universal form, he first comes back to the four-handed Narayana form, Vishnu form, and then he comes back to two-handed. So he can come back. He is asked here to show his Narayana form. Okay, and see Arjuna requests to see the four-handed form indicates that all the forms are one with Krishna. Okay, so different Narayanas are named according to the different configuration of the four hands. So in the Vaikuntha, there actually in the Vaikuntha, there are many Vaikuntha planets, and each Vaikuntha planet has a different Vishnu. So in the sense that a different Narayana, how? Because there are four instruments, right? So one hand can hold a mace in one hand, one like that, four hands, they interchange, and like that, there are many Vishnus. Okay, that's what they're trying to say. According to the different configurations of the four hands. So one hand can in one of the planet, Vaikuntha planet, he can hold a mace in the left hand. In one of the planet, he can hold a mace in the right hand. In the down hand, up hand, like that. So there are innumerable Narayanas like that. Okay, so in so many Vaikuntha planets, there are so many different Narayanas. Okay, differently. But universal form is a temporary form. So all these Narayana forms or Krishna forms, they are actually permanent forms. Okay. But universal form is what is a temporary form. As long as this material manifestation is there, it will be there. It is not a permanent one where it resides in the spiritual world. Okay. But Vaikuntha form is transcendental. So all the Vishnus, Narayana and Krishna, Rama, Narsimha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have their own abodes in Vaikuntha. I mean, their permanent residence. Okay, but the universal form is only for the material world and it remains, it is temporary. Okay, it comes and goes, that's all. Okay, and indicates Arjuna is afraid and joyful simultaneously. Why he is joyful? Because he is gladdened by knowing that his friend's opulence as Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he knows that Krishna, who was his friend, is also a God. He is God. And he is able to show the universal form. That is why he is happy. And why is he afraid? Because he committed so many offenses against Krishna, thinking him to be a friend. Okay. So 11.46. Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrahastam Ichchami Tvam Drashtum Aham Tataiva Teneva Rupena Chaturbhujena Sahasra Baho Bhava Vishwamurte. O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. So now Arjuna is asking, please Krishna, I'm disturbed by seeing your universal form. I can no longer hold you in this form. So please come back to your four-armed form where you wear the what you say, the helmet, I mean like the kirita on your head, and you have in your four hands club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower. So I don't want to see this form. You please come back to that form, he's saying. Okay. Now in 47 to 55, we'll see only pure devotees can see Krishna's two-armed supreme form. Nobody else can see. Now 47 to 48, Krishna withdraws his universal form. Okay, he on the request of Arjuna, he withdraws his universal form, and then in 49 to 50, he shows what? Withdraws the universal form and shows first his four-armed form. And 50 to 51, he shows his two-armed form as Krishna, the original form. And 52 to 55, Krishna's two-armed form can be directly seen. How? Only through pure, undivided devotional service. That we'll see. Okay. Okay. So now let's see the 47th shloka. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency the supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. So Krishna is saying that nobody has seen all these opulences at one place like you have seen, Arjuna. You have seen everything, the past, present, future. You've seen all my opulences, the different planets, the demigods, everything you have seen now here in this thing. Okay, no one has seen this primal form, unlimited. So it is limitless, baseless. It doesn't know where it's starting, where it's ending. Okay, and it's just full of glaring effulgence. Now Sanjaya says, right, it is so bright that it looks like as if thousand suns have risen up once. So it is so brilliant. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said. Now in 48, what is Krishna saying? Oh, best of the Kuru warriors, no one before has ever seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances, can I be seen in this form of the material world. What is Krishna saying finally? See, you cannot see this universal form. Anybody, like those who are atheists or impersonalists or Mayavadis, they cannot see me. See, they cannot see me by studying the Vedas or performing sacrifices, I mean yagnas, like karmakandis, like karmakandis or jnanis who perform sacrifices, yagnas for a specific purpose, or by doing charity, some donations, or by doing pious karmakandi, pious activities, nor by severe penances like the jnanis and yogis. So can I be seen in this material world? Then how can he be seen? And who can see him? Only devotees can see him. How? By doing loving devotional service to the Lord. That is what Krishna is saying. Only such people can see my universal form. So that is why I have shown you my universal form. Because you are my devotee and you are my friend. Okay? So only the qualification to see the Lord is basically you have to be a devotee and do loving devotional service to the Lord. Okay, that is the quality. That is what Krishna is saying. Okay, not by some meager, studying Vedas or doing charity or sacrifices or pious activities, penances. No, no, nothing of all this. Only pure devotees can attain me by doing loving devotional service to me. Okay, 49. Mate vyata macha vimooda bhavo drishtva rupam ghoram idrin mamedam vyapeta bih prita mana punasvam tat eva me rupam idam prapasya. You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. So now Krishna is saying, okay, since you have been perturbed, disturbed, bewildered, shocked by seeing this horrible feature, the universal form of mine, now I will end it. Okay. Now he's asking Arjuna, please be free, come back to your normal self because I am ending this universal form. And you wanted to see my four-handed form, right? See, I will show you that form, he's saying. So in 11.50, what is Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra? The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, by speaking thus, what did he do? Thus to Arjuna displayed his real four-armed form. And at last he showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So finally, what? He ended the universal form. Oh my God, so beautiful. See in the right? He ended that this universal form and he came back to so pleasant, so soothing to see Krishna and Vishnu, right? So he comes back and first as four-handed Vishnu and finally as the two-handed original Krishna, form of Krishna. Okay. Now 51. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, "O Janardana, seeing this human like form so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind and am restored to my original nature." So now Arjuna, like seeing Krishna come back to his two-handed form, he is so peace, calmful, and composed because now he is remembering Krishna as his friend now. So he's happy to see him like that, not as the opulent form of the Lord. Like there, he's seeing him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? With all the opulences. Now he's like imagining, oh my God, he's my two-handed friend Krishna has come back. So he's like peaceful again. He's come back to his original nature. Now 52. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form which is so dear." So the original form of Krishna is very hard for everyone. Nobody can see. Only the pure devotees can see the two-handed form of Krishna. Everybody wants to see that form actually. See, what is Krishna saying here? See, you are seeing the two-handed form of Krishna, which you are seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form. See, the demigods and everybody want to see this two-handed form of Krishna, but they are not able to see it. It is very difficult. Only the pure devotees can see it. That's what Krishna is saying. Okay. In 53, the form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, not by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not meant by these means that one can see me as I am. So one may think that, oh, yes, some people may think that, oh, if I read all the Vedas, I will know God, and finally God, because of seeing my intelligence or knowledge, He will be obliged, He will come, He will, I can understand Him, and I will be able to see Him. Or some people, they think by doing charity, serious penances, or by worshipping God. So it is not, Krishna is saying, it is not by these means that you can see me. only by doing a devotional service. And once you become a pure, unalloyed devotee, can you see me face to face? Okay, without any desire, just serve to please me. Then only you can see me, not by any artificial means like by studying Vedas, by performing charity, giving donations. All these things don't work. I mean, like this is not real. I mean, so that is all artificial. The real thing is I'm looking for love and devotion with the mood that you're serving me from, with the mood that you're working for my satisfaction without any expectation. So that is what I'm looking for. Okay. भक्त्या तु अनन्यशक्या अहम् एवं विदो अर्जुन ज्ञातुं द्रष्टुं च तत्त्वेन praveshtum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So that is what Krishna is saying. See, if you want to understand me, only way is, or you want to come back to me, only way is undivided. I mean, unalloyed. No intention you should have behind doing that devotional service. Not that I want something, Krishna, I'm doing your service now, this seva, I want something in return. No. You must do it like how Arjuna did it, just to satisfy Krishna. Even Arjuna didn't want to fight. But for Krishna, even though like we may not like it, but Krishna desires it. So we must do it like that. Even though we don't like to follow the instructions of Guru Maharaj, it's not up to us now. We are servants of the Guru. So we have to follow what they say. See, sometimes the parents tell the children, they think that the parents are, they don't understand us, they're asking us to do like this. But whatever the parents tell the child is for their good. They, at that moment, they may not understand. So that is why even when the Guru sometimes gives us instructions, we may not like it, but we still have to do it because it is for our good. Even though we like it or not, we have to do it like that. Okay, so now that's why Krishna is saying you have to be to get to me. Okay, what to understand me, what you have to do. The only qualification is you have to work for my satisfaction. You should become an unalloyed devotee. Like you should have no intention in doing a devotional service. Just do it with love and bhakti, just to please me. That's all. So that way you can come back to me. मत्कर्म कृन्मत्परमो मद्भक्तः सङ्गवर्जितः निर्वैरः सर्वभूतेषु यः स माम् एति पाण्डवा. My dear Arjuna, one who is engaged in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of previous activities and from mental speculation, who is friendly to every living entity, certainly comes to me. So what is Krishna telling? Who becomes like that, a pure devotee, by engaging in my pure devotional service, and he's free from all he's free, he has no more sins now, and he's free from mental speculation. So he knows that God is a person. So he's not speculating now that God is impersonal and all that. Okay, and he's free from mental speculation, and he's friendly to everybody because he knows that God is present as Paramatma in every living entity. So he does not differentiate between anybody. He's a friend to every living entity. So such a person will definitely come to me. So what is Krishna saying in 51? See, only most purified devotional service, free from jnana and karma. So what Krishna is saying? See, when you perform devotional service, you should not do with the intention of fruitive activities. Like, oh Krishna, I'm doing this seva, I want this in return. No, no karma. And with no jnana, and like jnana, like what the jnanis do, they worship God because they have this selfish desire. They want to merge one and become one with the Lord. They think they have become God. Not like that. Okay, so these karma and jnana are executed without envy, can bring one to the understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, only most purified devotional service free from, so they should not be jnana or karma. and executed without envy can bring one to the understanding of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one should never envy God. You otherwise, if you envy God, you are far from God. You will never accept the statements of Krishna if you envy God, right? So you should not envy. You should be free from jnana and karma, fruitive activities and knowledge and impersonalism. Okay, that is what Krishna is saying. So, and what Krishna is saying, you should do mat karma krin, engage in doing my work. Mat paramo, make me the supreme goal. So here Krishna is telling the characteristics of ananya bhakti, unalloyed bhakti. That is the goal of everybody. We should all become unalloyed devotees. Okay, how it should always be 24 hours in my service, either in your mind, senses, body, whatever. You should be Krishna conscious. Mat paramo, make Krishna as the supreme goal. Okay, Mad Bhakta, engaged in my devotional service. Sangha Varjita, free from contaminations of, we said right, Jnana and what is that? Karma. So you should be free from fruitative and mental speculation. Then Nirvairaha Sarva Bhuteshu. So he is friendly to all living beings. So these are the characteristics of Ananya Bhakti. Ananya means no desire, or it is pure bhakti, no intention behind that bhakti, only doing it to please Krishna. Okay, like that. And so this ends. Okay, so now let's start with chapter 12 also today. A little bit of chapter 12. I think we'll do about 7 shlokas. Okay. Yeah, this is 12. So now Krishna, I mean, like Arjuna, he wants Krishna, he says, right, from the universal form, you come back to the two-handed form of Krishna. So now again, Krishna, he asks Krishna, so you tell me about devotional service again. Okay, now he wants to shift his focus again from that universal form to devotional service. So again, he asks, now 12th chapter is called devotional service. He asks, please tell me about devotional service again. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, a devotee engaged in direct devotional service of the Lord is transcendental from the very beginning. As the name of the Lord and the Lord are non-different, when a devotee chants Hare Krishna, Krishna and his internal potency are dancing on the tongue of a devotee. So we know, right, when we say Hare Krishna, Krishna is dancing on our tongue. Okay, so we should understand that. And when he offers Krishna food, Krishna directly accepts these eatables and the devotee becomes Krishnized by eating the remnants. Okay, we get purified by eating the prasadam. So a non-devotee cannot understand this because I've seen people, like they say, everything you have to offer to the Lord or what? Actually, Krishna, God has given us everything to eat, then why again you're offering to the Lord? Not necessarily everything you have to offer. And what they do, only on special occasions they offer to the Lord. That too when on the Ganesha Chaturthi or Lakshmi Puja, Saraswati Puja, that time they offer like that. I mean, like there is one special puja, Sivaratri, like that they offer, but not every day they don't offer. They say, no, not required every day. God only gave these things. Why again we should offer? See, so they don't understand. A non-devotee cannot understand this. Why he's offering food, everything. They are so impatient. They can't wait for the 10 minutes also that we are offering to the Lord. Okay. So this is devotional service. So in the picture, you can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu along with his associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, and Srivas Prabhu and Gadadhar Prabhu. So these are our beautiful deities. Okay. So what is the synopsis of chapter 12? Lord Krishna shows his in the chapter 11, what we saw, Lord Krishna shows his universal form and Arjuna's attachment to, finally he gets attached, he says, requested Krishna to come back to his two-handed form. Okay, and Arjuna being attached to the two-handed form wants to clarify his position. Okay, after hearing and seeing Lord's inestimable impersonal appearances, see, Arjuna again wants to hear about devotional service. Okay, so once he sees the all the opulence in the universal form of the Lord, Arjuna again now wants to hear about devotional service. So that's why again chapter 12, devotional service after the universal form, this chapter comes. So why to clarify his position as a devotee who works for Krishna as opposed to a gnani who renounces work. So all this is being said in chapter 12. See who, like what does a gnani do? He gives up work. He goes to the forest and he reads the Vedas, everything. He does all that. But what does a devotee do? He doesn't give up work. In fact, he works for Krishna. He works for the satisfaction of Krishna. He doesn't renounce work. He works for the satisfaction of Krishna. And to clarify his position as being attached to the personal form of Krishna as superior to the, so now he's showing that he's more attached to the personal form of Krishna, because all this while Arjuna took Krishna as a friend, right? Yeah, if he's a person only, he can accept him as a friend, right? So he now in the next, I mean, like first sloka, we see Arjuna asks Krishna, like Krishna, is it better to worship you in your personal form or impersonal form? Which is better, you think? Why he asks this question, Arjuna? Because Arjuna is more attached to the personal form of Krishna. He is more interested in worshipping him as a person. So to clear up that doubt, and because the universal form is full of appearances, it is impersonal form, right? So he's asking, so which is better, Krishna? Is it like the impersonal form is better, or this personal form of yours? He will ask. Okay. So 12.1 to 7, that bhakti is more, I mean, like easy. They describe, Krishna describes that bhakti is better than impersonalism. Okay, both lead to the same path. But they say that the Prabhupada says in all the purports that practicing Jnana Yoga is very difficult. Bhakti Yoga is very easy because you engage all your senses in the service of the Lord. So there is no restriction of the senses, nothing like that. So you can happily do Bhakti. That is best over impersonalism. Now 12.8 to 12.12, we see how what are the stages of devotion from the highest to the lowest, or the different stages of devotion. And 12.13 to 20, we see qualities that are dear to Krishna. In a devotee, what are the qualities that Krishna likes? We'll see that. अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चापि अक्षरम् अव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमा. Arjuna inquired, which is considered to be more perfect, those who are properly engaged in your devotional service or those who worship them impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? So now Arjuna is asking the a question. Krishna, is worshipping you through devotional service on your personal form good, or like worshipping the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested, which we cannot see? Is that better? He's asking. So the impersonal manifestation, either in this material world or in the spiritual world, is a problem for meditation. Why? See, you cannot see the Brahman. See, the people are used to seeing everything with the form. They can touch and they can see, hear, sound, do all the things. But this impersonal Brahman is like you are meditating on something which has no form, no sound, no touch, nothing. There is no activity. We are all used to doing so much of activity. So it is so difficult for us, either in the material world also, to meditate on that non thing, like which has no form, no activity, no color, no sound, no nothing, right? You're meditating on that. And in the spiritual world also, after you merge into the Brahman, you will be sitting in that light only. What you will do in that light? You can't do any activity, you can't do nothing. Nothing you can do. So it is very difficult actually. That's what they're saying here. See, you can't meditate on the, see how much, even if you want to go onto the light and meditate, how much time can you meditate? You can't meditate, right, for a long time on the impersonal form. So that's why they're saying either in the material world or once you enter impersonal Brahman, that is the spiritual world, then you merge into the light. It is very difficult. That's a problem. You can't meditate. It is very difficult. See now, Arjuna's question, which is more perfect, engaging in devotional service or worshippers of impersonal Brahman? So which is better? Now you can see in the yellow cloud, personalism or impersonalism. So now there are, in the purport, Prabhupada says there are two classes of transcendentalists. Who are they? One is personalist, engages himself with all energy in the service of the Supreme Lord. Okay, who consider God as a person. Okay, so they engage engage themselves with in loving devotional service to the Lord. And second category is impersonalist. He engages in meditation on impersonal Brahman, then unmanifested. Okay, the Brahma Jyoti. They meditate. So now, conclusion of every chapter. See, in every chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what does Prabhupada give? Finally, he says that worshipping the personal form of Lord as 200 form of Krishna is the best. Doing Bhakti Yoga is the best than Gnana Yoga, which is very difficult, practical and not practical for, especially for Kali Yuga. So let's see what conclusion is given. So in 2, 6, 7, 8 shlokas, we still haven't read, but they have given here. Living entity is spiritual spark. Absolute truth is a spiritual whole, right? So we are just a small soul, infinitesimal soul, small spark we are. And what is Krishna? He's a spiritual whole. We are Anu, Krishna is Vibhu. Okay? He is large and we are spark, we are very small. He is whole. And next in 6.47, so this is in second chapter it is said. Now in sixth chapter, what do they say? They say Bhakti Yoga is the best of all yogis. So whatever yoga, Jnana Yoga or Karma Yoga or Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all Hatha yogis, the best yoga is Bhakti Yoga. And chapter 7, living entity is part and parcel of the whole. So recommends one to transfer his full attention to the whole. So what is our Swarupa? Is to serve Krishna. So we have to attend to Krishna, serve Krishna. So that is what they're saying. Since we are part and parcel, it is our duty to serve the Lord. And in 8, they say anyone who thinks of Krishna at the time of death at once goes to the spiritual sky, to the abode of Krishna. So if our consciousness at the time of death is on Krishna, we remember Krishna or chant Krishna's name or remember Krishna at that time, we'll go back to the abode of Krishna. Okay, and what is the final conclusion? Only way to have association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is through devotional service. Okay, we should know that. So this is what is said in 6.47. Yogi namapi sarvesham madgatenantara atmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mataham. And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. So he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. So that is my opinion. So he's telling Bhakti Yoga is the best of all. Okay. So 12.2 we'll see. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Mayavesha Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Paryopetas Te Me Yukta Tamamata. Blessed Lord said, he whose mind is fixed on my personal form, always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith, is considered to me to be most perfect. So whose mind is fixed on my personal form. So on Krishna. So whose mind is always fixed on Krishna. So always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith. So you should have that faith. Some people, they do devotional service, but they don't have the faith that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is of no use. Okay, so that's what Krishna is saying. See, you do devotional service to me, but with faith. Okay, so such people are considered by me to be the most perfect. Krishna is saying. Okay, so let's see the chart. Lord Krishna's opinion, those engaged in devotional service are the most perfect. Why most perfect? Because they fix their mind on my personal form. So when we do devotional service to the Lord, what are we doing? What is devotional service? We are chanting the names of Krishna. Okay, and we perform seva. We are bathing the Lord. We are blessing the Lord. So that is like person, right? Because Krishna has come into in this material world in the Archa Vigraha form, because if Krishna comes like the universal form, where can we get the food to offer him bhoga? Where can we get the clothing to dress him in the universal form if he becomes so big? So that's why he's so merciful that he's come in the small Archa Vigraha so that we can feed him and we can dress him nicely, bathe him, put him ornaments. So we can do all this. Okay, so like that, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, also we put our mind on Krishna, right? Say Hare means Radharani, Krishna, we remember Krishna, the form of Krishna, right? Personal form of Krishna. So that's what Krishna is saying. The devotees, they fix their mind on my personal form. And what do? Worship me with great and transcendental faith. So they have that faith. Okay, the Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So he is the cause of all causes. So he is everything. He is the master of everything. Like that, they consider, they have that faith, always engaged in worshipping me. So they always do devotional service. They're always worshipping me in some form or the other. See, the devotees, the 24 hours they're engaged. See, they get up in the morning, they take their bath, everything. They do the morning prayers, Mangalacharan prayers, and then they do their chanting. Again, the, what do you say? 7:30 you do again the Guru Puja and all that is there. Then the Srimad Bhagavatam class is there. Then they have their prasadam. And then after having prasadam, each devotee has his own duties. Like some people go for prasadam distribution, some go for cooking seva, for the cooking bhoga for the deities, and some go for book distribution. So like that, each devotee has his particular thing. So he does that. And maybe by lunchtime, they come back, they have the prasadam again. Again, they go to they have their respected duties, Krishna conscious activities that they do. And evening by Shringar Aarti, they come evening at 6 o'clock. They again take bath, and then mm, they attend the Aarti. Okay, and then finally they, like say about at 8 or 9, they go to bed, and again in the morning they start their day at 3 or 3:30. So the whole day is like they're in samadhi, they're doing everything for Krishna. Okay, so actions in Krishna consciousness. Krishna conscious activities are not material because everything is done for Krishna. So here in this material world, see, it's only a matter of consciousness. Okay, so anything that we do materially means we are doing materially means it is for our sense gratification, that is considered material. But if you do for the satisfaction of Krishna, then we have no karma. It is transcendental. It is akarma. Okay, so Krishna conscious activities are not material because everything is done for Krishna. So it's just a matter. Maya and Krishna is nothing different. It is just a matter of consciousness. If you dovetail your material activities to Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. See, you anyway have to cook 3 times a day. See, all these days, what we have been doing, we have been cooking for our sense gratification, right? To satisfy our tongue. But now, what same thing we are cooking. But what we are doing, first we are satisfying the senses of Krishna. So we are doing it to please Krishna. So first we are cooking. We are the first we are offering it to Krishna. We are not saying, "Oh, I am the enjoyer." No, we are first giving it to Krishna, and then once Krishna has it, the it becomes prasadam, and then we have that prasadam. See, it's just a matter of consciousness. Either ways, we are eating, but now we are offering it to Krishna, and then we are having it like that. So we just have to change our consciousness. Okay. See, a pure devotee is in full samadhi because of his constant engagement. Example, see, he chants, he's always chanting, or hearing or reading, he cooks, shops for Krishna. washes, this is temple, washes temple or dishes in the temple, everything, etc. He does not want to waste a single moment. He's always in samadhi, he's doing some or the other work for Krishna. See, a Krishna conscious person does all his actions in full samadhi. Okay, so 12.3 to 4. Let me see if I've missed any points. 1 second. Okay, now 12.3.4 we'll see and then we'll come back. ये तु अक्षरम् अनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्रगम् अचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवम् सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रतः. So translation: but those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engage in the welfare of all and at last achieve me. So what is Krishna saying? See, now, though he's talking about people who are impersonal Brahman. So Krishna, when Arjuna asked which of the two is better, till now he said that bhakti yoga, devotional service, worshipping, meditate, worshipping, doing devotional service to the personal form is the best, not on impersonal Brahman. So he is describing about the worship of the impersonal Brahman here. Even they also finally achieve me, but it is very difficult for them. See now what Krishna is saying in that blue box. By practicing yoga, people try to stop the mind from thinking, but it is impossible. Okay, the goal of life is not to become unconscious, but to become super conscious. Okay, so with these senses, they what these people try to do, they try to stop the activity of the mind. They control the mind. They control the senses artificially. They can try to control. How is it possible? It is not possible, right? But in Bhakti Yoga, what we do, it's so easy for us. What do? We engage our mind, senses, our body in the worship of Krishna, right? So it's so easy for us to, what do you say, to convert the mind senses to Krishna, right? It's not at all difficult. But these people, they have to, control the mind artificially. They think, oh, no, 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 I should not do this. No, 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 I should not see this. No, 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 I should not associate with women. They will be thinking artificially, they will control. So that is why what is Krishna saying? The goal of life is not to become unconscious, but we should become super conscious. That is, it means you have to become Krishna conscious. Okay, like that. So now let's see 12.3, what Prabhupada says in the purport. Okay, not here. We see the chart in the slide. Okay, so this is what Prabhupada says in the purport. Those who worship the unmanifested will also reach Krishna eventually and surrender. So even by impersonalism also, the Gnana yogis also, they reach Krishna. Their Krishna is like impersonal Brahman, Brahma Jyoti they reach, okay? So you can see right from the head in the picture, they go and merge into that light. And that they merge into the light. Okay, this. So, what are the characteristics of impersonal conception of absolute truth? So, what are the characteristics of Brahma Jyoti they are telling? First is unmanifested, beyond sense perception, all pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed, immovable. So, what does this mean? We'll see here. So see, Krishna describes the impersonal Brahman as Avyakta, as unmanifested. So Brahman you can't see with your eyes, right? He's just light, he has no form, so we can't see. It is unmanifested, beyond the sense perception. So we cannot, like we cannot touch Brahman. See, there is no sound, there is no color, there is no taste, no touch. Light, you can't do anything, right? No sound will be there, no color will be there in that light, no taste will be there, no touch. So it is beyond sense perception, that Brahma Jyoti. And it is all pervading. Okay, that light is there everywhere, right? But that light only is taken by the sun, and that sun only gives us this light in this world. So it is present everywhere as Brahman, and it is inconceivable. So it cannot be imagined by the mind. Okay, we can't with our mind think he'll be the Brahman, Brahma Jyoti will be like this. So it is inconceivable, it's beyond the imagination of the mind. And it is absolute, impersonal Brahman is unchanging, fixed, immovable. Meaning, unchanging means obviously it is like permanent, right? It is never affected by time or circumstance. Because it is finally the effulgence of the Lord, right? It is Sat. It is eternal. It never changes. It is like the soul. The soul is like eternal. It will never change, right? It is not like it is young now, it will become old, nothing like that. The soul is soul always. Okay, it is like never undergoes change. So like that, in Brahma Jyoti, it is like never affected by time or circumstances. It is always unchanging, fixed, and it is immovable. Okay. So next, what are they trying to say? Okay, these are the characteristics. We read all these 7 points now. Now, how to worship the impersonal Brahman? How do we get to that point? So, by controlling the various senses, by be equally being disposed to everybody, by engaging in welfare of all, and we'll see this again. Okay, and, see. Prabhupada explains that the Jnanis try to realize the Brahman feature mainly through scripture and meditation. So we know, right, the Jnanis, they renounce work, they give up work, they go to the forest and they read the books. And then they come to the understanding that God is impersonal and they start meditation on this impersonal Brahman. Okay, so what is the process they do for that meditation? Controlling various senses. Okay, first what they do, they control the senses. How? The impersonalists must keep their mind, speech, senses completely restrained. See, it's very difficult, right? No, 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 I will not eat this. No, 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 I will not hear this. Maybe earlier he was used to listening all Bollywood songs. Now all of a sudden we can't restrain saying that no, 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 I don't want to listen. Now he must be eating all non-veg or whatever something. Like all food, onion, garlic, everything. Now no, 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 I will not eat. So that is all artificial, right? Okay, so he has to control everything now, artificially keep his mind. But in Krishna consciousness, it is so nice, right? In the association of devotees, it becomes so easy for us to practice Krishna consciousness. We engage our mind and senses in Krishna, it becomes so easy. But for them, they have to sit in the forest alone, they have to meditate, keeping or restrict all the mind, speech. No, I should not do this, I should not talk to that Mataji like that, like that. It will be everything is completely restrained, so which is very difficult. So, and they can't indulge in material pleasures. Okay, they can't, they don't, and that's what they have to stop all enjoyment. Sense gratification is not there. And what they have to do? Constant meditation on whom? That Brahma Jyoti. Oh my God. How can they meditate on light? Leaving all, they were all this while in this material world, enjoying all these pleasures. All of a sudden, if he comes, renounces everything and comes to the forest and restricts his senses and tries to meditate on the impersonal Brahman, how hard is that? We are all used to touch, smell, taste, everything of that object, and all of a sudden they leave all of that by force and come and meditate on which that has no activity, no taste, no sound, no form, nothing. You have to meditate on that impersonal Brahman forever. How can you do it? So difficult, right? Controlling senses. And next, next qualification is like being equally disposed to everyone. So one must see all living entities, friend, enemy, animal, human, with equal vision. So no attachment or hatred can remain because the impersonal Brahman is beyond duality. So we know, right, this material world is full of duality. If there is sadness, there is happiness. Okay? If there is hot, there is heat, there is cold. So there are dualities. Okay, there if there's yeah, that's what there are dualities. Where there's darkness, there is light, like that. But in the impersonal Brahman, you don't have duality. Okay, there is only one thing, like how it is there in the spiritual world, like in Goloka Vrindavan, everything is single. There is all bliss. There is no hatred or sadness over there. Okay, only one thing. Only dualities are found in this material world. Okay. Now, so that is one thing. They have to be equally disposed. They have to be equal to everybody. They have to see everybody as their friend. Okay, not they, oh, this is animal, this is human, this is chandala, this is a dog eater, this is elephant, nothing like that. They see everyone on an equal level. Okay, now engaging in welfare for all. A true Gnani must be concerned with the good of every creature, not just personal liberation. So, compassion and universal service are necessary for purification. So, for him to get purified, he has to do good activities to everybody. He should be not just he should not think about his own personal liberation. So, Agnani, what he just reads books by himself and then he meditates on the impersonal Brahman. No, it's not that. He should be concerned with the good of every creature, not just his personal liberation. He should have compassion for everybody. Okay, that is necessary for his purification. But what is that? So, Prabhupada is saying the difficulty is in Gnana Yoga, the says like impersonal, to meditate on Brahmajyoti, it is not very easy for a common man. Why? Because so much of penance, you have to control all your senses. You have to see everybody equally. You have to be compassionate to all. Okay, is all this possible in Kali Yuga? I mean, like, can we do all this? Okay, so it demands so much penance and austerity I mean, like, to do all this. So even after great effort, the result is only if you do so much. But what is the final outcome? It is not even the personal form of the Lord. You ultimately surrender only to impersonal Brahmajyoti after you struggle so much also. Okay, so that is what Prabhupada says in the purport. So this is like so hard. This Jnana Yogi, I mean, like meditating on the impersonal Brahman is so hard that Bhakti Yoga is the best. I mean, like it's easy, engaging the senses and everything. See, now you can see the differences, like, see, impersonalist path and devotee's path. Now, if you see, so what is the object of focus? For impersonalists, they worship the impersonal Brahman, who is without form, qualities, and activities. Okay, the impersonal Brahman is just light, right? It has no form, no quality, no activity. But Bhakti Yoga, he is a person, Krishna is a person. He has a transcendental name, he has a form, he has qualities, he has pastimes. Okay. And scriptural base. Must what should they do? What do these Gnana yogis do? They study the Vedas, Upanishads, Vedanta, and they try to understand the non-perceptual absolute. They try to understand the impersonal Brahman by reading the Upanishads. So now what do the devotees do? They approach, they read the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the holy name. They chant the holy names. Okay. So all these are accessible to everybody. But the Vedas and Upanishads, where are they accessible? They're not even accessible to everybody. But Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and chanting of the holy name is easily available to everybody. Okay, now practice. What is the practice required? See, if you want to learn the language of the Upanishads, it's so difficult. Maybe first you have to know Sanskrit, and all that philosophy to understand is also very difficult. And what to understand non-perceptual feelings. See, we non-perceptual feelings in the sense, like now we are just used to everything with form. We can touch, we can see, we can hear, we can taste, everything we can do. But this impersonal Brahman is like against all that, against all our senses. See, you can't touch it, you can't hear it, you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. So you're going something beyond, right? Beyond, which is not perceived by the senses. Okay, so that is why they're saying non-perceptual feelings. It is beyond this feeling of the senses. It's beyond all this material perception. Okay, next they're saying meditate on the formless. See, we are meditating on formless light. We have to strictly control senses. Okay, and we have to remain detached from material world. We have to treat all beings equally. But here, what is the practice we have to do? It's so simple. See, hear and chant Hare Krishna, chant Krishna's name, remember his activities, worship the deity, serve devotees, offer food. See, positive engagement for the senses. So simple. So difficulty. See, all these above can a normal person do control the senses, learn this Sanskrit, learn the Vedas, Upanishads, Sanskrit, everything. No, right? And meditate on formless. How difficult, oh my God. Hardly a minute or two, we can't just sit blankly, meditating on light. And we have to control the senses, we have to remain detached from the material world, we have to see everybody on the same level, we have to be compassionate. How difficult. Okay, but Krishna, Bhakti Yoga is natural. It is like, that is a Swarupa. That is why it is natural. We were created to serve the Lord. So it is natural for us. So it's natural, joyful, and practical. Even a child or unlettered person can begin bhakti. Result if successful. See, realization of Brahman effulgence. The liberation from birth and death, but no personal reciprocation. See, these people, it's not out of love or devotion they want to merge into the impersonal Brahman. They just, because they want liberation from birth and death, they want to merge into the effulgence, impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Okay, so that's why, and there is no personal reciprocation over there because it is Brahma Jyoti is light, right? How will you reciprocate? You can't reciprocate. Okay? Okay. Um, okay. So they just want to merge. Like they just want to get out from this material world basically. And they can want to get liberated from birth and death. And there is no personal reciprocation. Obviously, Brahma Jyoti is not a personal form where you can give and take. So reciprocation is not there because it is light. They can't do anything. They are just sitting over there. That's all. So what happens? Because they get bored. How long can they sit in the light over there? So what will happen at some time, some point of time, there is risk of falling back. Okay, patanti adaha, they fall down again to this material planet again, earthly planet. Because they get bored, they don't get any ananda. So in impersonal Brahman, only you are like, you get sat, you can stay there eternally. But you don't have knowledge, you don't have bliss. Only the sat factor is there. Chit ananda is not there. Okay, only the Sat Chit Ananda is there in Krishna, in Bhagavan realization. So that's why they fall down. Only in this Brahman effulgence there is the Sat effect. Means they can be there eternally, but they can't be eternally there because they get bored. How much time can they sit in the light? There is no bliss, there is no ananda. So they again fall down. There is a chance of them falling down and coming back to the material world. But here you get full realization of Bhagavan, including Paramatma and Brahman automatically. So when you know Bhagavan realization, you know Paramatma realization and you know the impersonal Brahman realization both automatically. So Bhagavan realization means it's the Sat plus Chit plus Ananda realization, the complete realization. Okay, so eternal loving service in the spiritual world. So once you go back to the world, spiritual world, also there also you do eternal loving service to the Lord. There is reciprocation because God is personal, He is a form. Okay, accessibility. So this yoga who can do the Gnana yoga, it is only for highly disciplined philosophers and renunciates who are very, very strict and very sincere. Only such people can do. Okay. But this bhakti yoga is open to all, even if you're educated, not educated, you're a woman, you're a beggar, you're a tribal, you're whatever, you're a child, no education, full of education, rich, poor, nothing, no caste, no status, nothing, anything, anybody, anytime, any age can come and join and take up to this chanting of Hare Krishna or devotional service. It's so easy. Okay. So we saw this, right? क्लेशो अधिकरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. So we now saw, right, how difficult it is to practice the impersonal Brahman. That path is very difficult. So that's what Krishna is saying. So for jivas like us, for the living entities of Kali Yuga especially, it is very difficult. So we can't understand, we can't read the Vedas properly, the Sanskrit or the philosophy, we can't understand properly. And to meditate on the impersonal is that also is very difficult. We are so much used to seeing everything as personal. We touch, we hear, we see everything. All of a sudden, we have to leave all our pleasures, everything we have to leave. And we are so used to seeing everything. And now we have to meditate on something which we can't hear, we can't see, taste, nothing, can't see, no activity. So it's very difficult for us to do this. Okay. See, two groups of transcendentalists, both ultimately, both, but still will come back to Krishna. But what is Krishna saying? This is easy. Bhakti yoga is easy. But both parts are, I mean, like, will come, finally, they will come to me. But Bhakti yoga is easy and practical. See, those persons who are in full Krishna conscious and engage in devotional service to the Lord are Bhakti yogis. Jnana yogis, those who fall of the path of the inconceivable, unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord. Okay, so now Krishna says transcendentalists are of two types, Gnana Yoga and Bhakti Yogis. So Gnana Yogis follow the path of the inconceivable, unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Lord. Okay, we know that impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Bhakti Yoga yogis are in full Krishna consciousness, engaged in devotional service to the Lord. Though the goal of both is the same, Gnana Yoga is troublesome. So Bhakti Yoga is direct service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is easier and is natural for the embodied soul. The Bhakti Yoga accepts the deity of Krishna as worshipable because there is some bodily conception fixed in the mind. See, Bhakti Yoga is easy to accept. Why Prabhupada says in the purport is because we are generally initially in the state that we are this body, right? And when we see the deity of Krishna, we see that is also a body. Like it's a deity of Krishna is worshipable because it looks like a body. So that is a body. We are Krishna is it's a deity is a body. We are body, and we somehow put our mind on that. Okay, so that we start worshipping. That is why this deity worship is very important to fix our mind on the Lord. Okay. Now, however, we should not think that the worship of the Lord in the temple is not idol worship. See, idol worship is like we do. See, we have this Gandhi Nagar in every Bangalore, Hyderabad. We have this Gandhi Nagar. There is a lane where they put a statue of Gandhi. And one day before, on October 1st, what they do on the road, there'll be a statue, idol of Gandhi. They will come and clean it and they will do everything so that on October 2nd, all the politicians will come there. Nicely, they will garland that Gandhiji and they will give nice speech, and that's all. They will go and forget about it. And next day, again, the birds will come and do their work. They will do all pass out their stool and everything. They'll dirty and in the heat, in the rain, that idol will be there only. In the wind and rain, heat, everywhere, that idol will be like that only. But Krishna, the deity worship of Krishna is not like idol worship. He is taken care every second. Like a small baby, he is taken care. Not like an idol worship. because he's Krishna is present there in his Aksharupa over there. We do Prana Pratishtha and Krishna resides there. He's there. He is Krishna himself. Okay, every second, like they offer bhoga 3-4 times a day. They bathe him, they dress him, uh, uh, they do abhishek. So everything is taken care. They change the deity's clothes in the night. Night clothes are given. Everything is done like that. Okay. As in the Vedic literature, worship may be saguna or nirguna of the supreme possessing or not possessing attributes. So, worship of the deity in the temple is saguna worship. For the Lord, saguna means Lord is represented by material qualities such as stone, wood, oil, or plant, or oil paint. But in the form of a Lord, these materials are not actually material. That is the absolute nature of the Supreme Lord. So we should not think that the deity in the temple is made of these material elements like stone, wood, like he's an idol. We should not consider him as an idol. Okay, so that is the absolute nature of the Supreme Lord. We should think that that is the deity of the Lord, though it may be made of stone, marble, or oil paint, or it's just a photo frame or whatever. Okay, so we should think it is God Himself. So analogy, like we see mailboxes, right? See, government has put some certain mailboxes where you can put your letters inside that. Not wherever you want, you will put it, and that postman will come and collect it. So there are some authorized mailboxes, right? So where you put the letters, and it will be collected and it will be sent to the concerned person. Okay, mailboxes will be if you put in the mailbox like that. These Archa Vigrahas are an authorized form of Lord. Okay, where the God is present, He Himself is there in the deity form. Okay, so God also has an authorized representation in His deity form, which is called Archa Vigraha, an incarnation of the Supreme Lord. So God will accept service through His Archa Vigraha in that form from the man in his conditioned life. Okay, for a devotee, there's no difficulty in approaching the Supreme immediately and directly, simply by the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master, by offering regulative obeisances unto the deity, hearing the glories of the Lord, and by eating remnants of foodstuffs offered to the Lord. Path of persons worshipping. So, see, everything by the Bhakti Yoga, the path is very easy. So, he works under the guidance of a spiritual master. He offers regular obeisances to the deity. He hears the glories of the Lord. He eats the prasadam offered to the Lord. Okay, so everything is so easy. But for impersonal Brahman is troublesome with no guarantee of realizing the absolute truth ultimately. So they take the trouble to understand what is Brahman and what is not Brahman and spend the whole life that way. Okay, so they are like stuck up. They take up to this difficult path, and finally, there is no. I mean, like there's no guarantee that they will merge into the impersonal Brahman. Okay, and they spend their life that way. And even if they go merge into the impersonal Brahman, they can't stay there for long. Again, they'll come back to this material world because there's no bliss there. There's only that Sat aspect there. You can stay there eternally forever. But how long can you stay in that light? Because the soul is looking for Ananda. We are all, what are we looking for in this material world? We're looking for happiness. When there is no happiness, what is the use? Right. So they come back again to this material. I mean, the chances that they fall down to this material world again. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the ultimate surrenderance to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Godhead Bhakti. So that is Bhakti is the main thing. A living entity is eternally an individual soul. And if he wants to merge into the spiritual whole, he may accomplish the realization of the eternal Sat and knowledge aspects of his original nature. See, but the blissful portion is not realized. Okay. And when he, like when the Dhyana Yogi, he meditates on the super soul in his heart, right? So that time he realizes he's in Sat plus Chit. So he has the knowledge and he has the Sat. He becomes eternal. But there also again he does not have the blissful aspect. So impersonal Brahman, he just has Sat effect, and those who worship on Paramatma, they have Sat plus Chit, but those who are in Bhagavan realization, they have Sat plus Chit plus Ananda. Okay, so by the grace of some devotee, such a transcendentalist, highly learned in the process of Gnana Yoga, may come to the point of Bhakti Yoga, devotional service, but he is not able to give up his long practice in impersonalism. So, what are they saying here? See, now that impersonal Brahman, that Gnana Yogi, who is so much into the practice of impersonal Brahman, may somehow he come to the point of Bhakti Yoga. He will take up devotional service also, but he is not able to give up his long practice of impersonalism. Though he does all this, because earlier he was into this impersonal Brahman practice, he is not able to give up that practice. Okay, therefore, an embodied soul is always in difficulty with the unmanifest. So he is always in difficulty. See, both at the time of practice and at the time of realization. Okay. So one should not take up this process. That is what Prabhupada is saying. So this Brahmajyoti process is very difficult, and you can't, it is at the time of practice it is difficult, and at the time of realization also it is difficult. So practice, we saw, right, how we have to control the senses, read the Vedas, books and everything, that Sanskrit and everything, and you have to be compassionate to everybody, no pleasures you have to enjoy, totally always meditate on impersonal Brahman. And even at the time of realization also we saw, right, even like you come to, you do Bhakti Yoga, but still you are not able to come to that Bhagavan realization, you still are stuck in the impersonal Brahmajyoti. So realization is also difficult. So Prabhupada says, Prabhupada and Krishna, they say one should not take up this process. So Krishna consciousness in devotional service is the best way. If one wants to ignore this devotional service, there is danger of turning to atheism. Thus, the process of centering attention on the unmanifested, the inconceivable, which is beyond the approach of the senses, as already expressed in this verse, should never be encouraged at any time, especially in this age. It is not advised by Lord Krishna. So, what is Krishna, Prabhupada saying? What Krishna doesn't want? So, we should not encourage this worship of Gnana Yoga, though it finally it comes to the absolute truth, but still, because it's not practical for this age of Kali Yuga, it is very difficult, tedious. So Krishna is recommending Bhakti Yoga. So these are the same thing, that difficulties are mentioned here between impersonalists and personalists. Okay, so impersonalists and personalists, what in terms of practice, they meditate on formless, which is difficult for embodying. We told, right, we are used to seeing everything with form, activities, sound, hear, everything, and all of a sudden we renounce everything and we have to meditate on formless, which is very difficult for the Baddha Jiva. So meditate on form of deity is very easy, right? You can bathe the deity, you can offer boga to the deity, you can dress the deity, you can give ornaments to the deity, you can garland the deity, prepare garlands for the deity, everything you can do. You can decorate the deity, everything you can do, right? And then unmanifested is beyond the senses. So we have to restrict the senses, which is very difficult for us to, artificially we can't restrict senses. But what do we do in Bhakti Yoga? We don't restrict the senses. We freely use them in the service of Krishna. Okay, we use them for cooking, or we use them for book distribution, we use them for bathing Krishna, decorating Krishna, everything. So it's very easy. So must understand the Brahman through Upanishads. So which is very difficult because we have to learn the language Sanskrit. So we have to understand the non-perceptual feelings, because we are used to all this form and everything activities. Now we have to understand the impersonal Brahman who has no form, no activity, no sound, no taste, no nothing, no touch, nothing. So we are basically we are feelingless, nothing, no feelings we have. So we have to understand the non-perceptual feelings. There is no emotion, nothing. Okay. But here, how can we understand Krishna through devotional service? Simple chanting. and chanting of Hare Krishna, guidance of bona fide spiritual master, simply by offering regulative obeisances unto the deity, hearing the glories of the Lord, eating the remnants of foodstuffs offered to the Lord. So very easy, right? So long practice makes it difficult to take up bhakti. So even, if you practice impersonal Brahmajyoti for a long time, and by chance you come in association with a pure devotee, and you take up to bhakti also, it is difficult for him to continue bhakti. Okay, it comes back to his original practice. See, so long practice makes it difficult to take up bhakti. So he can't take up bhakti. And bhakti is for personalists, it is completely natural because that is our swarupa. We are created to serve the Lord. Okay, and it is troublesome. Why? Because it has no relationship with the Lord. See, once they merge into the light, there is no activity. Initially, also to attain the Brahma Jyoti is also whatever practice they do is troublesome. Once they meet and enter and merge into the Brahma Jyoti, it is all light. Then also it is troublesome. Nothing, no activity, nothing to do. There is no relationship with the Lord because the Lord is impersonal. You can't do any seva or any activity. Only if it's personal, can we do something, right? So here, God is personal, and they have a relationship with Krishna. So they give and take. Okay, yesterday we saw 12 rasas, right? We can have a relationship with Krishna in that way. Okay, so it depends on our own endeavor. So these Jnana yogis, they don't take help of a guru or anybody. They depend on their own endeavor. They read all these books and then they meditate on this impersonal Brahman. Okay, so they do on their own. Now here we depend on our Guru Maharaj. Okay, on our gurus, our sampradaya, on our spiritual master, we depend because he is the one who delivers us out from this material world. Okay, and Krishna delivers devotee from Maya. Why? Because Krishna himself recommends this process out of paternal love by his causeless mercy. Okay. And in terms of realization, Brahman versus Bhagwan. So Brahman is Nirguna, he is without qualities. Is because he's light, nothing. So he has no qualities. He is Nirguna. The Bhagwan is Guna. He is with form and qualities. Okay, he has a particular form and he has qualities, he has pastimes and everything. Second is inconceivable. Okay, he is beyond our mind. Okay, I mean, above the senses and everything. We can't see the light, I mean, all that. This is possess inconceivable potencies. So we see the potencies of the Lord right through the universal form. All the material world is full of inconceivable potencies, like his material and spiritual energies. So he's Brahman is obviously all pervading, and Bhagavan also is all pervading by energy and as super soul. Okay, we know that. So unchanging, fixed, and immovable. So they are also permanent, right? With time, they don't change. Okay, they remain unchanged. So cannot perceive any opulence because of lack of activity. So in light, we can't see any opulence, right? Because there is no activity. Okay, and Bhagavan, he's full in possesses he's full in six opulences. We know that name, fame, strength, renunciation, wealth, and all that, beauty. Okay, so risk of not realizing absolute truth at the end. So in Brahman, there is a chance that they may not realize the absolute truth. That is Krishna as person, because they're so much used to impersonal Brahmajyoti that even if though they practice bhakti, they cannot they cannot understand that absolute truth. That Krishna is personal, so they come back to their impersonal Brahmajyoti only. Okay, but here success is guaranteed as nothing is lost. So when you do bhakti, nothing is lost. We are sure to go back to Godhead and may realize the eternal and knowledge aspects of his original nature. So we said, right, maximum before we go to the Bhagavan realization, maximum they can realize is Sat plus Chit. They don't get that Ananda. Only in Bhagavan realization we have Sat plus Chit plus Ananda. Sat means eternity, Chit means knowledge, and Ananda means bliss. All these are there only in Bhagavan. That is complete realization. Otherwise, it is just they can go maximum up till Sat and Chit. They can get Sat, they can be eternal, and Chit knowledge. That's all. Okay, so that we've seen. Now, this is the last sloka for the day. 6 and 7. Ye tu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya matpara ananyaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate tesham aham samudhatam mrityu samsara sagarat bhavamina chirat partha my aveshita chetasam. For one who worships me, giving up all his activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, who has fixed his mind on me, O son of Pratap, for him I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Okay, so in pure devotional service, one comes to the realization that God is great and that the individual soul is subordinate to Him. His duty is to render service to the Lord, and if he does not, then he will render service to Maya. Okay, so now when he understands that God is great and he is subordinate, and then what? When we are subordinate, what do? We do service to the Lord. Okay, if you don't do service to the Lord, you will be doing the service of Maya. That's all. You're in this world, you're either in the service of Maya or Krishna. Okay, just blindly, whatever work you're doing, just categorize. Are you in working for Krishna or are you working for Maya? Okay, it's not, there is no in between. You're either in Maya or Krishna. Okay, the Supreme Lord can be pleased only by devotional service. All work of any kind must be done for Krishna. A devotee sacrifices everything for the Supreme Lord, like Arjuna did in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, so devotee sacrifices, because even though Arjuna didn't want to fight, because there'll be bloodshed and all that, but still, because Krishna wanted it, he did it. Okay, so a devotee sacrificed everything to Supreme Lord like Arjuna, even though he didn't like it, but because Krishna liked it, he did it. Okay, so while performing, we should also do like that. Even though we don't like it, we should work for Krishna. So while performing one occupation, one can simultaneously engage in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Such transcendental chanting attracts the devotee to the personality of Godhead. It is that simple. So while doing this, I mean, like whatever the duties we are doing, simultaneously we can chant the Hare Krishna mantra also. See, daily we are performing all our responsibilities, right? Besides that, we are doing a 16 rounds or not. We are able to do, right? So that's what they're saying. It's not that we have to stop our duties and responsibilities and then only do bhakti. That is what Krishna is telling. So Krishna is telling Arjuna also the same thing. See, don't give up your work and go to the forest. You do your duty. You are a Kshatriya. You have to fight. So you fight. Okay, so it's an indication that we also, because we have come to bhakti, doesn't mean that we do only bhakti, we leave all our responsibilities and run away. Okay, so we have to do our duties and simultaneously we have to chant Hare Krishna mantra, hear about Krishna, read about Krishna through Prabhupada books, do seva, all that we have to do. Okay, the Supreme Lord promises that he will instantly deliver such a pure devotee from the ocean of material existence. So if we do devotional service to the Lord, so Krishna is promising, he's saying, such a pure devotee he will deliver from the ocean of material existence. So in the Varaha Purana, this verse appears. Nayami paramam sthanam achir adigatim vina garudaskandam aropya yatecham anivaritaha. The purport of this verse is that a devotee does not need to practice Ashtanga Yoga in order to transfer his soul to the spiritual planets. The responsibility is taken by the Supreme Lord Himself. He clearly states here that He Himself becomes the deliverer. Okay, a child is completely cared for by his parents and thus his position is secure. The Supreme Lord, by His great mercy, comes at once riding on his bird carrier Garuda and at once delivers the devotee from material existence. So here, if we do devotional service, like we are in an ocean, stuck up in an ocean of samsara. So you know how in the middle of an ocean, of if you are swimming, how far can you swim? It is very difficult. Only unless some person comes from above, like a helicopter or a boat comes and he gives a hand, then he can pull us out. But how much time can we swim alone? So that is what Krishna is saying. So now, when we do, like we are actually swimming in that ocean of samsara, we are struggling in that ocean. Now, Krishna, that's why to rescue us, when we do devotional service, what he does, he comes on his Garuda and he's giving the hand, come on, come out, and he's rescuing us from that ocean of samsara. He wants to take us with him. Okay. Although a man who has fallen in the ocean may struggle very hard and may be very expert in swimming, he cannot save himself. But if someone comes and picks him up from water, then he is easily rescued, provided he is constantly engaged in devotional service to the Lord. Okay, so we saw that. So an intelligent man should always prefer the process of devotional service to all other paths. Okay. In the Narayaniya, this is confirmed as follows. One should not engage in the different processes of fruitive activity or cultivate knowledge by the mental speculative process. So we saw, right, earlier, only bhakti yoga, no karma yoga or jnana yoga we should adopt, only bhakti yoga. So we should not have, okay, I will do devotional service to Krishna, but something I want in return, some fruitive activity I want in return for that. A Gnani Yogi also, what he will do, he will want just liberation. He doesn't want to do anything for the satisfaction of the Lord. He just wants to get liberated from this material world and he wants to merge into the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Okay, he wants to just merge in the Brahma Jyoti and become one with God. And there he doesn't do any service to the Lord, nothing. And he won't be able to do anything also because there's no activity, there's no Lord personal feature of the form, right? So like that. So one who is devoted to the Supreme Personality can attain all the benefits. See, if you do Bhakti Yoga, then you get the benefit of doing all the other yogic processes, speculation, rituals, sacrifices, charities, everything. Of reading the Vedas, performing charities, everything, yagnas, all that you have done when you do Bhakti Yoga. Okay, that is the specific benediction of devotional service. It is like if you water the root of the tree, you are watering the whole tree, like the branches, the leaves, the fruits, everything. They get nourished, right, automatically. Like that, if you do Bhakti Yoga, all the other types of yoga are automatically done by you. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, a devotee of the Lord can approach the supreme destination easily and happily. But this destination cannot be approached by any other process of religion. So, Krishna concludes like this in the last chapter, we'll see. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam praja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami masuchaham. What is Krishna saying? Sarvadharman. Give up all process of self-realization and you simply execute devotional service in Krishna consciousness. So that is will enable you to reach the highest perfection of life. There is no need for one to consider. So you don't have to worry about the sinful actions of past life because now Krishna, see, aham tvam sarva papebhyo. Krishna is telling, I will take away all your sins. Okay, you just take shelter of me. You surrender to me. Don't worry about your sins. I will take charge of you, of your sins and everything. So that is the highest perfection of life. So one should not make futile efforts to deliver himself without surrendering to the Lord. Okay, so we'll stop here. This, like from here, the different stages of bhakti we were discussed, right? From the highest. So the highest stage is Ananya Bhakti. Then we'll slowly we'll go. So that we'll see in the next class. So we'll stop with 12.7 for today.